Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Screw free-to-plays, it's $5. You play this game, yet you don't have $5, if that. I don't even think it's $5 to spend in the store in order to get premium. Are you broke? You got no paper, you bum, you broke bitch? Oh, I'm too young and I don't have a credit card. One, why are you playing this game if you're not old enough to have a credit card? Okay, but if you don't care about rating or your parents don't monitor your internet access, grab mommy's credit card or daddy's credit card or whatever, give Mr. Val the numbers on the front, the expiration date, and the 3 numbers printed on the back. If you can't do that, honestly, you don't deserve to use text chat. Are things I've heard from people before. Maybe not like that was slightly exaggerated, but these are real points and things that people genuinely believe. There are people who think this way. And it should go without saying that I disagree with the sentiment wholeheartedly. The intro was just a bit of a goof. And I know Dr. Medic hopping on the bandwagon, once again, the preach to the choir, but I think it's important that this video is made. Even if just one person, hopefully 2, become informed on this topic, or at least understand the severity of the issue. I really should have made a video about this a long time ago, but this isn't usually the type of content I make, so I kind of got cold feet on it, but whatever, better late than never. I'm going to give a brief history for those who haven't learned by now, or don't remember the before times. You see, long ago, in a land far, far away, June 23rd, 2011, Team Fortress 2 became free-to-play. Free-to-play players were treated the same as paid players. Okay, not socially, they were actually kind of bullied a lot, but they had the same features as premium players. I believe the only difference was they were limited to 50 backpack slots by default. Regardless, free-to-play players were playing the same game as premium players. However, one day, which just happened to be a few days after Meet Your Match, complete coincidence, the socially derived smelly basement dwellers tapped their fingers together and decided to ruin the fun for everybody else since they can't get laid. Bots. Who often pick Sniper because screw you, would lock onto players with 100% accuracy. They weren't even real people. They didn't have the balls to cheat themselves, so they made bots. These people made bots. Okay, in reality, they spent their allowance money on hosting bots. There was a few people who made the code, but most of these people would just legitimately buy bots to host because they got nothing better to do with their lives. They're troglodytes of the highest order with no actual life skills. They would buy these bots to ravage the game, and they've been doing so since effectively 2016, but they became a huge problem around 2020. One thing I didn't mention about these bots up to this point is that they're filthy. They were nasty, heinous little creatures, just like the people who hosted them. They would often say heinous things, they would spam them in chat, and effectively ear rape the mic most of the time. It was really annoying, but at least they were mutable and kickable. Well, there's a history to that too. I'm not going to get into that. However, Lord Gaben himself didn't like the bad press he and his cronies were getting from these little racist slur-spamming whatever the hell bots that were giving him this bad press. And he thought, oh man, I might only earn a $septillion instead of an octillion. This just wouldn't do for Mr. Puppet Master, and he realized it would be far too much work to actually deal with the root cause of the issue. Instead, what he did is he just muted free-to-play players, so they couldn't talk in chat, use voice chat, or even use voice commands. And I'm sure you've heard by now, since everybody keeps bringing it up, this includes calling for medic in the game itself. Basically pulled an EA, made calling for medic a DLC. Pay $1.99 so you can do the bare goddamn minimum. That's the basic backstory. The big problem with this one is they're still muted 5 years later. Even though the bots have been gone for nearly a year now. I think they still pop up once in a while, but they've effectively been dealt with for the time being. And on top of this, it basically did nothing when they implemented it. Bots were still spamming, they were still being obnoxious on the mic, and you could smell the bot hosters from 2,000 miles away. 99% of these bots were using cheap accounts that already had TF2 Premium installed. They were just kind of bypassing the whole problem. Seriously, it did nothing but not allow free-to-play players, which were a thing for 14 years at this point, basically. Have been a thing for almost 14 years, I should say. Use the bare minimum communication feature in the game. It's kind of stupid. I mean, imagine if any other game did this. I know that's cliche to say, but it's true. If it would have done anything, I think there would be a bit of an argument. But it has done legitimately nothing. And it continues to do nothing but be a burden for those who don't want to open their wallets immediately. Realize that too. There are people who are being turned away from the game because they don't want to just shell out money right away. Who knows? Maybe if they had time to actually warm up and enjoy the game, they would have actually started spending money on it. But they were expected to pay for basic features, and they left. And I don't blame them. It's a bit ridiculous. A lot of people are drumming up attention for this little mini movement. It's not even really a movement. It's just a request, a very basic one at that. Hey, remove the dumbass feature from 5 years ago that effectively makes the game worse for those who have free accounts and did nothing to actually solve the issue it was trying to solve. At the bare minimum, allow them to use voice commands. It should be rolled back completely, and that's what we're really advocating for, but at the bare minimum, allow them to use the basic features of the video game. I know there's a Discord server right now called Unmute Free-to-Play Players Hub. I definitely recommend joining that and looking at it if you haven't. There's people talking in there right now. You can find the open letter addressed to Valve about it. It's signed by some big names, such as that British dude Lonkador, Daily Dose of Hashtag Fix TF2 News Zob, Banana Boy Wheezy, Mega Scatterbomb, The Who, The Why, The What Show, The Goon Pilled, Zesty Jesus, D-Will, and many more big names, as well as a lot of just regular TF2 players. I believe it was originally the 20th, but it was recently extended to the 31st of March, so if you're watching this before then and you would like to sign a letter yourself, you can do that. You don't have to, I'm not going to say you have to, but if you have a platform, I would definitely recommend, whether it be small or large, to make a post or a video or something similar about this request. It's worth doing, it helps drum up attention, and it doesn't have to be a spectacle. It can be small, it can be a 1-minute video. I only plan to make one of these videos, and I do have more regular content coming out soon, so if you're new, I hope you stick around. Anyway, let's get some hashtag free-to-play rights in the chat and get the big meanie bobini Valve to take his foot off the little man's neck. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.